everyone. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, or good night for some people. Super happy to jump on and chat with you guys today about your story and how much it matters and how much you may or may not realize, like how powerful your actions are, the things you do, the people you choose to be around, the goals you have, like all of those things are really important. And this morning I was actually talking like a few minutes ago to Reese, who is amazing. I love working with her with Yes Supply, and we just had an awesome conversation. Like, I don't know, we're just on the same frequency, and we were just talking about just different people who are now, like, that we know of as famous, who started off like at a horrible place in their lives. And sorry guys, I just have so many notifications going up. Hold on. Hi Shantae, California. Oh my gosh, hey girl. Yeah, so basically, like, she was telling me about Lisa Nichols. And if you don't know Lisa Nichols, she's one of the teachers from The Secret, which is an amazing book. If you haven't got it, you should definitely get it. It has helped me in so many ways in my life, and it has changed people all around the world since the 90s, late 90s. So essentially what she was telling me was, like, Lisa Nichols was so poor. Like, she only had like $11 in her bank account. She had to have 20 in order to get something out of her bank account. So she wasn't even able to buy her children, like, or her son, diapers. So she, like, put them in, like, I think it was either towels or sheets or something for a few days. And I was like, whoa. But now looking at Lisa Nichols, she's literally like one of the first black women to ever have a platform so huge in, like, the coaching industry and telling stories and being empowering, a speaker. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that blows my mind that she comes from that. Y'all, I love Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars lived in a zoo. Like, when you see him up there on that stage, that boy does not look like he was at a zoo. Like, at all. Like, he does not look like it because he just performs and he gives his all and his energy. Even Oprah Winfrey, guys, you would never know that she, like, literally grew up, maybe like 3 or 4 hours away from where I live, like in Picayune, Mississippi. Now, like, Oprah is huge. And she has had so many things to happen to her in her life. Like, Oprah was raped by her own family members. She suffered abuse. There are so many things. Yes, Bruno is amazing, Raina. But she suffered so many things. And I even think about, like, Tony Robbins and, like, how he just literally, like, suffered so many forms of abuse from his mother. And, I mean, like, just so many things, guys. And I say these stories because that was there before. And we're looking at their after. And we think about our own lives and we're like, how am I going to make it? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to do that? Guys, there are no limits on what you can do. Your story matters so much because you need to understand that you have overcome something in your life. And if you've overcome that, you can overcome more. And, you know, guys, I'll be honest, like, I didn't realize how much feelings attached to, like, my story I had until I was, like, further chatting with Reese. And I was just telling her everything, you know, just about me and some things she already knew. And I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, like, why am I crying? Like, what is going on? Thank you guys so much for the hearts and the love. Like, this is a very tough topic for me to talk about because it's hard to share your story. It's hard to because you don't want people to understand that, like, you're very vulnerable. So thank you so much for the love. But I literally, like, I grew up in a single parent household. First of all, you guys probably don't know this. So I live in Mississippi. I don't care where you're in the world. If you've heard anything about Mississippi, you've heard some probably really bad things. Except some good things about hospitality and the food, which is true. Like, we do have that. But to be a black woman in Mississippi, to have the things that I have now, is not always likely. To be able to be a black woman owning a business, being a black woman with 2 advanced degrees, being a black woman with the income that I have, is not very common. In fact, it may even be looked down upon. You may even be treated differently. Just being honest and transparent. And to know that I come from a background where my father dropped out of school in the 8th grade to help and support his family. And, I mean, they were eating onion sandwiches for dinner. My grandfather could not read. My mother, she did finish high school, which was amazing, but she wasn't able to go into college because of other circumstances that happened. To know that I've been able to do all of this is incredible. And for me, that's a transformation. Do I feel like I'm done growing? Absolutely not. But just to be able to share this with you guys and let you know, like, this is me. This is where I come from. And I know that you guys probably have so many stories inside of you that you're afraid to share, or you feel like you can't go any further because of your background, because of where you come from. You can have whatever it is you want, and nobody can tell you any differently unless you allow it. Unless, again, you allow it. You can have whatever you want. I'm not finished with where I'm going. My story is not over. It is still being written every day. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to be amazingly famous. I know I'm going to be wildly successful. And for every single one of you guys that are watching, you are too. But it's a choice. It's a choice that you make. It's a definitive choice. When you get to the last and the bottom of your life, like when I think about Lisa Nichols, I can just see her wrapping that sheet around her son. And I can see her saying, I will never do this crap again in my life. I can see her literally saying that to herself. When you get that fire in you of, I'm not going to put up with this. This is not my life. This is not what I'm doing. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. When you get to that point, hi. When you get to that point in your life, you understand that I can't accept the way life is. I'm not going to accept it. So you guys have to understand that you have a choice. You have a choice. It's up to you what you allow in your life. If you've just joined in, make sure you go back and catch the replay, because I said some really great things and powerful stories that I believe will help you to transform your own life. So I just want to let you guys know that, like, be open and be honest with sharing your story, and understand that life is all about transformations, right? From the inside out. And you can always start a new start. You can always start a new start. What if Bruno Mars was like, oh no, I can't get up there on the stage because I used to live at the zoo and I don't want anybody to know that I lived at the zoo. I just want them to think my life is perfect, right? Because a lot of people suffer from perfectionism. They don't want people to know that they've suffered. They don't want people to know that they've gone through things. And I can be very transparent. Guys, like, I had a broke down, beat down car for a long time. At some points, I didn't even have a car, like, to get around. And to know that I'm working on manifesting a Range Rover is huge. Because guess what? I don't know anybody close to me that has a Range Rover. I don't. Maybe someone who may have had one, like, in the past. But, like, I don't know anyone that's close to me family-wise. To know that, like, I'm manifesting a certain level of income, that's not, like, normal. That's not normal for a black woman in the state of Mississippi. It's not. And sometimes I think that people are afraid to go bigger because of what... Oh, yes, a white BMW. Yes, yes. But to know that, like, these are things that I'm going towards, it's harder to share. You know, it's harder to be a parent and to be upfront with it, because you're afraid that your background is going to stop you. And it's not. Like, your background is important, and it's a part of you, and people are going to love you more because of it. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me and have said, Jasmine, like, oh my gosh, like, I grew up in a single parent household. I know what it's like to grow up poor and be on food stamps. I mean, like, it's normal. So don't be ashamed of your story, and don't feel like your story has to hold you back from having success. And I think that those hard times that you face in your life are definitive moments that make you think twice about it and make you go harder. Like, I cannot stress to you, like, how much more I went harder knowing that my mom had to struggle to raise me. So that meant I wasn't going to play around in school and waste her money, right? That means I wasn't going to play around and do things that didn't help or satisfy or bring our family name to a higher standard. Like, that's just what it is. It's like having that chip on your shoulder. So use your story to fuel you. Use your story to allow you to impact people. I mean, even in my books, like, I share my story, and so many people, like, would text me and say, Jasmine, I cannot believe, like, that happened to you. How did you get through it? And they were like, if you can get through it, I can get through it. How beautiful is that? That is amazingly beautiful. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just appreciate it. And, you know, I want to hear you guys' story. Like, that is big to me. I want to know your story. If you want to share your story in the comments, because a lot of people always view my videos, or if you would like to just inbox me and, like, just tell me your story. Like, tell me your beginning story and tell me your transformation. I want to know. I want to know what your transformation looks like. I mean, I started off my career as a second grade teacher, and I worked in, sorry, that's one of my friends texted me, and I worked, I mean, basically as a teacher, you make, like, at least where I am, a few thousand a month, not much, right? I mean, I'm thankful, but to know now that, like, I'm a business owner and I can choose how much money I want to make, do you know how powerful that feels? Hey, Reese, I was just talking about your message. But do you know how powerful, like, that is? So inbox me and tell me, like, what was your beginning story, and then what is your, like, your end? What was your transformation? Like, I want to know, because so many of my one-on-one clients, they have huge transformations in their lives when they start working with me, even to when they, like, finish, and that's within 3 months. Guys, imagine, like, how much, if you put a lot of work into yourself over the years, how much you can change things. So definitely feel free to message me, reach out, share this video. Thank you guys so much for the hearts and just tuning in. I pray that you guys have an awesome Saturday. Bye.